Good morning.
Hey, Seattle.
As always, it's your girls, Jasmine and Tae.
Welcome to another Thursday morning and another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tae.
We'll be bringing you lots of laughs and class to get you ready for the day and the weekend ahead.
Will it be the way or not the way? Find out and join the conversation.
Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another episode of The Way with Jazz and Tae. It's your girl, Jazz and
Shantae.
And we are here and alive and well, and it's dark as heck outside.
It's so
dark. It's still, just in case you guys were wondering, it's still dark at 7 a.m. in the mornings out here.
It's a struggle to get up. I recently read a little bit more about my zodiac sign, and on Wikipedia they have like all this stuff that makes no sense to me, but I was like engrossed in it.
Yes.
And they had this thing called your detriment, which I'm assuming would like goes against you,
right?
Or doesn't help you, and it said that it's the moon. So I think I understand why I'm always trying to be asleep by like 6 o'clock and until like 8 and or 9 a.m.
You were saying that your active hours are what, 12 to 9, 12 p.m. to 9 p.m.
It's like a 8 to 6.
Yeah,
I'm good for those hours. After that,
even shorter.
8 a.m. to 6.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm there.
I can do daytime. I was telling Latia the other day, I was like, I don't do 6 in the morning, but like 8, my body is up, I'm awake.
Yeah.
And that's because usually the sun is out.
That totally makes sense. I feel that. Because I also have a hard time. I feel like this might be part of why I'm a morning person too, is because I have a hard time sleeping in like the light, or like if I'm in my room and I know it's supposed to be dark and it starts coming in, my body's like, all right, there's light outside. That means it's time to get up.
Exactly. And that's just, zodiac signs with Jazz and Tae.
Right.
Just a little bit more.
But let's go ahead and do a breakdown of what to expect in today's episode before we jump into things.
You can expect our regular agenda, you guys. We're going to be doing weekly recaps. We're going to then get into an icebreaker. We're going to play a riveting game of Heads Up. And then we're going to get into a review of the week. We're going to switch it up again. We're going to be reviewing Amazon products and movies that we've been watching. I've watched so many movies in just the last 2 days alone. So.
I didn't think about that, but really, you guys have been on a movie binge.
I never watch movies this much. I'm actually one of those people where people are like, oh, have you seen this? And I'm like, honestly,
no,
I've not seen movies, period.
See, but here's the thing. No. I want to say that like the movies also that we're watching or that like our roommates been putting on are very obscure.
They're indie films.
They're like independent films. They're a little bit obscure. You're probably not gonna like normally have watched them. But I feel like with you, that's kind of more like you're more likely to have seen like the indie films rather than like
mainstream.
Yes.
Sometimes you stumble across some really good films that way though.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know what my issue is. I just like really don't watch movies, and so we're fixing that. I watched like 5 movies yesterday. I don't even know how there was enough time. And then after we do our review of the week, we're going to get into our hot topic, which is a continuation of last week's topic, but this time the House has impeached Trump again. Take 2.
Right.
Part 2. Let's see if we can do this time.
Let's see if we can make it stick.
But first, let's get into our recaps. Jazz, what have you been up to?
Well, I have some exciting news. I finally passed my Washington State producer's licensing exam. Yay to me.
Well done.
Yeah, so licensed to sell insurance in the state of Washington, guys. So hit me up. But I do want to talk about that because it was a struggle. I had to this was my second time taking the test. The first time I did not pass, and that was expected. Like they said it was kind of hard, whatever. I didn't believe them. I didn't pass. So now let's fast forward to me retaking the test. I wanted to take it sooner rather than later, and the only time available on like the soonest date was like 11 p.m. And so in my mind, I'm like, that's okay. I'll get done about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I can still go to sleep and get up at a decent time, all that stuff, right? No. World had different plans for me because I don't know if y'all remember this, but Tuesday night, we had one heck of a rainstorm. Yeah. Wind, rain, thunder and lightning, all that stuff.
Okay. Redonkulous.
It was crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my exam started at 11 p.m. and it's like 11:45, 12 o'clock, and the lights in the house are flickering. And I look down at where I'm at on my exam. I'm only like halfway through. Yeah. I'm sweating. I'm like, oh gosh, no. And this isn't also like, I'm being watched, like I'm taking it at home, but the lady, like my camera is all activated and everything. So the lady can see me like looking up at the window and seeing like all this rain. And all of a sudden the power just goes out completely. And then it comes back on and then it goes off completely. And I'm like, no, this is not happening. Like one, I'm not retaking this test. I was over it. I was like, I'm not going to sit here and try to reschedule this for a third time. Okay. And then second of all, I was like, you know what? Since the internet and the power is out, let me just connect to my phone, like my hotspot on my phone, and finish up this test, which under normal circumstances would work well, except for the fact that I cannot charge my laptop. So my laptop was going to die in this situation. Basically what I ended up like having a mini panic attack in the middle of the dark. I call my mom. It's now 12:30 in the middle of the night at this point. And I like, as soon as she answers, I'm at first like, Mom, there's nothing wrong. Like, I'm okay. Just so that there's no alarm raised. But I was like, my power just went out. I need to finish my exam. Do you guys still have power? And she's like, yeah. Come on. So I ran over to my mom's house. I finished my exam. I passed with flying colors.
Woo.
Yes. So I just had to share that because I legitimately thought I was going to like fail this, because I was like, she's gonna see that I'm not able to get back connected. And thank God my parents live close, because I think if I lived any farther, the person who was like proctoring my exam, they probably would have left. You know, they're like, oh well, she's not coming back on. She can't get connected. Just gonna have to take this L. So no, really, shouts out to them, because as soon as I did get connected, I was like, hey, I had to change locations, blah blah blah. She's like, oh, I figured, you know, I held on as long as I could. Yeah, so shouts out to you for waiting. Shouts out to me for thinking fast. There was also a huge tree down on the way to my mom's house, so that was like really freaky, because I almost drove right into this tree.
You didn't break out your chainsaw and take it down?
No, it was already down. Like, I mean, literally,
like, chop it up so you can get through.
I gotcha. No, it was, again, luckily it was like 1 a.m. So there was like no traffic, and I was able to just zip around it.
Oh, yeah, you did one of those moves.
Yeah.
I did it yesterday too, actually.
Yeah.
I moved a barrier out of the way so I could get down the street.
The lanes are 2 lanes going one way and 2 going the other.
Yeah.
And this tree took up both lanes going one way. Yeah.
Pack a chainsaw next time.
I got you.
Okay.
Sante, tell us about yours.
Wait, I want you to say your other thing.
Oh. So I'm gonna start with something sad, and then I'm gonna end on a high note. Our Seattle Seahawks are no longer in the playoffs.
That's okay.
Is that a way to end it on a high?
That's the low note.
Hey, they had a good season for what they had.
So, I mean, no, I'm just irritated at them, because how are you going to win our division and then go and play the Rams and then lose to the Rams, who lost to the San Francisco 49ers twice this year, which we've beat both times? I just don't get it.
It's a schedule setup.
It's stupid.
That's what I'm saying.
But outside of that, we made up for it by celebrating my friendship with Elise. She came over with wings on Sunday, and we did some pole fitness in the garage. And thank you. Yes. No, I have not been on the pole in months.
Wait, sorry, say that again? You haven't been on the what?
The pole.
You're welcome.
I'm dead, Betty. So yeah, I have not been on the pole probably since like August or September. And this was on Sunday, and today's Thursday. My arms are still sore. My biceps. Are these my biceps? Yes, my biceps are killing
Those are,
me.
yes, correct.
Yeah. It's been one of those things where like I can't extend my arm all the way because of how sore they are.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Because you haven't been on the what since what?
I haven't been on a pole.
Oh, okay.
I love this music. It's very like Broadway, theatrical. All right, Shantae, what about you? Give us your recap. What have you been up to?
So my younger sister, not my youngest sister, but my sister Amaya actually went to basic training on Tuesday. She's joining the Air Force. I was gonna say the
Army.
Force.
The Armed Force.
Yeah, she's joining the Air Force.
Are proud.
Yes, she's going off to boot camp, and we actually did like a Zoom call with all my family the Sunday before, and that was just a lot of fun because I got to see a lot of faces I haven't seen during quarantine and lockdown. But it's always just nice to do those family Zoom calls because there's always someone who's probably going to pray, someone who's going to cry, and you know.
And when it rains, it pours too. I remember stuff like that. Like you try to hold it in, and you see that one person, you're like, oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
I was sitting back doing my hair, but I have this one cousin who she's such a sweetheart, but like it doesn't matter what the occasion is. If we have to give like speeches, she's always gonna cry.
Aww.
And so I'm sitting there doing my hair, and she's saying her farewell, and we hear that quiver, and I was like, "Yep,
here it comes."
The slight shake.
She's about to start crying. Here. But yeah, it was a really great time to see everybody. I also got to see my sister before she left. We had dinner. And I just got her address, so I'll try to be writing to her at least monthly, but I'm gonna try and do like a little more frequently than that.
When they're in training, you can only write them by mail. You can't do it. There's no other. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, a friend of
maybe
mine.
I'll write to her.
A friend of mine in the 90s when I went to high school. That's how far long ago that was. I
was born in the 90s.
Hey.
I'm just throwing that out there.
I was one of a couple people that hand wrote letters to my friend who was in Basic 2 in the Marines. And it was the most enjoyable thing that he could ever see from his family. I even sent him like little pictures of, because we were into Volkswagens and stuff like that. So I sent him pictures to keep his motivation up because I know they go through a lot. And so that's what you should continue doing to all of our armed force members that are going into, that area, that, to keep that alive. And they can do some stuff electronically, but it's much more, there's more boundaries around it. So
yeah. And I'm sure like receiving handwritten mail is like so much more personable. Like I know I love when people write me notes and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
I love that.
It's like outside of the message being sent in the letter, it's the thought that you took the time to handwrite it and all.
You got it.
Yeah. Outside of that, my birthday is on Saturday.
It's your birthday. We're gonna party like it's your birthday.
So it's you guys' favorite Capricorn's birthday.
Wait, are you going to sip Bacardi?
No.
You're like, no.
Why not? It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Oh,
right.
wow.
Bad being
that right.
Because you're gonna go through everything else, and that's gonna be what's left.
What's left?
Got it.
Yeah, I'm thinking like champagne or wine.
Bubblies for sure. You're definitely a bubbly kind of girl.
Yeah, I do love that. Turning big 29. So at one of my old jobs, we used to do this thing where we'd ask everyone, what was your favorite thing about, being your last age, and what are you most looking forward to in this new year? And so I wanted to do that on here. I would say that the thing that I most enjoyed about being 28 was getting in touch with my mental health and seeking therapy, and I'm still going. So like, I really appreciate that I finally got off my butt and did that. But also I went to Canada. So before everything shut down, I also went to Canada. So those were my like favorite two things of 28, because there wasn't a lot.
Right. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
There was not a lot. And then the thing that I'm most looking forward to in 29 is kind of the stuff that I felt coming. When I turned 28, I felt the transition in my life happening. I still feel that transition. And so in 29, I'm looking forward to like actually putting those feelings into action and like moving myself forward. And also traveling. I'm just hoping that sometime this year we're allowed to travel again, because
I agree.
I am a travel bug. I don't like to stay in one place for very long, and this has been killing me. So I'm hoping that we can get back to like international is what I'm
at least right.
UK.
Right. No, at the bare minimum. Like I'm still right there with you as far as the whole like traveling thing goes, because my passport still has not been used, not once. because of COVID.
I have
So-
one thing to say about passports is that like you may start flying internationally and still not get a stamp. So if that makes you feel better, you could just lie and say you've been places.
I have a question. Yeah, I have a question. What's the stamping for then if you don't get them everywhere you go?
Only some places stamp.
What's the stamps for then? Just to be like, oh yeah,
to
they've
prove
been
where
here?
you've been.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
stamp
through
everywhere
customs.
I go.
It's through customs and stuff.
No, I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask.
I think
I'm gonna
it's
make
one of
sure
those
I
things.
ask.
Like
Can
if
you
you're
stamp
going
it
through an
anyways?
airport and customs, they're gonna stamp it every time. But like for instance, when I went to Canada, it's basically
that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, now it's
driving
going to be a
through.
little more challenging too with the airports. They need proof that you are negative for the COVID before flying, so you might be turned away on traveling too. So
What if I like? Oh yeah, that actually brings me a good question. I've been wondering, like those who have been vaccinated, are they able to walk around without masks now? And as long as they have their vaccinated card,
I
like
feel like no because of that other strain.
I don't think it's wise, anyways, though, because you just want to take care of
also-
everyone around you. You know,
Right.
And the
Hey,
vaccine does not stop you from actually getting COVID.
Right.
It's kind of like the flu shot.
oh,
So, no, I would walk around with a mask on still.
that's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad that I asked because I really wondered. I'm like, so do people as soon as they get it, they're like, oh, I'm invincible. I'm vaccinated.
Yeah. Well, because it's like there's no way for them to know
Yeah.
how effective it is. Like this is already a virus that they know very little about. And so the medicine, it was like, we need something. So this is really like a holdover. Like we hope that it works, but you never know.
just
Anything
smile
can
more
happen.
with your eyes.
Right.
Smiles. Thanks, Tyra.
I want to add one thing onto that before we move on because somebody brought up a good point that I Am Legend takes place in 2021. And if you guys know the story of I Am Legend,
Everybody was getting a vaccine.
they getting vaccinated against cancer, and then everybody turned into these little vampire zombie things. So
And then Will Smith had to kill his dog, and I cried.
and then Will Smith had to kill his dog.
That's
But yeah, so I'm just, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists. I just think it's really like funny how this is aligning with this in such a perfect way. And I Am Legend is one of the only movies that wasn't necessarily like a scary movie that gave me reoccurring nightmares
that
Because-
was a scary movie.
because it's so realistic. I feel like it's something that could really happen. And here we are. Okay.
So,
So
no,
moving-
false, by the way, on Snopes, because the original book or the story that was written was in the 70s. So they
Okay.
fast forward it to like the 2000s or so forth. I'm trying to read it
Okay.
as fast as I can, but that's false, by the way.
But the story that was like in the movie, when was that like supposed to be set?
I'm still reading.
Still in the
as fast as I can.
70s? Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Benny's fact checking.
But before we move on, another reminder that every Tuesday from 10 to 10:30 p.m., that's nighttime because that's when we come alive.
I'm weak.
You can catch us live for our weekly hot takes on Rainier Avenue Radio. So this segment is a spinoff of our Hot Topics segment, except for this time we'll be looking to our listeners to provide insight. So shoot us over any hot topics, current events, or questions that you guys want us to tackle. We would love to cover them on air. And again, it's unsolicited advice and opinions. So y'all can really hear anything.
And hey, send us your life stuff too.
I would love
That
that.
would be fun.
Please do.
So there's a quote. The movie I Am Legend is based on a book on the same name by Richard Matheson that was published in '54. Both works are set in the near future, but neither version takes place in 2021. In the book,
Understood.
the story takes place in LA in the 70s. The movie version story takes place in New York in 2012. An earlier adaptation of the film, which is The Last Man on Earth starring Vincent Price, is in the 68.
Wait, so real quick, there is a different movie. There's two movies? Or no?
It's an earlier film, of an adaptation of another movie called The Last Man on Earth.
Got
So
it.
It's
Interesting. Well, anyways, guys, stay safe out there. Those vaccines might turn y'all into vampire zombies. I pray for y'all.
Do your research, but I really suggest everyone get it.
I know, right? I'm like, I want to get my vaccine.
Like I said, I want to go to the UK this year. We can't do that if you guys don't do that.
Thank you.
It's all about me.
Shantae, do this for me, okay, guys?
Well, it is her
I
birthday.
got plans.
Your birthday.
All right, let's go ahead and jump into our icebreaker. All right. So last week we played Black Card Revotes, and I got my Black Card revoked. So we're going to switch it up. And Shantae's like choking and laughing.
Trying not to spit my coffee out.
And so we're going to switch it up and play Heads Up. Heads Up is a game that we know and love. You guys have seen us play it before. But today I've got 2 different packs here that I chose, and I'm going to let Shantae decide which one. So there's Adult Supervision 2, and then there's Millennials.
So now, like, is adult supervision like mature?
It's
content?
like, I think the one time that like we did it, there was something in there like handcuffs and like spanking, like stuff like that.
Whoa.
It's
Kids
early
show here.
morning.
Kids show.
Let's go with millennials, even though I know millennials
Good call.
is hard.
Millennials is hard. I think adult supervision would have been fun.
Next week.
I'm right. I'm a sneak one in
I have time to
there.
prepare.
Okay, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Meaning like on my forehead first? Okay. All right, here we go, guys. 3, 2, 1.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
Oh, she sings I Like That and Django, Jane, and
Janelle Monáe.
Yes. Cry Me a River.
Justin Timberlake.
NSYNC, yeah.
Yes.
He plays for, I'm actually not sure who he plays for. The Lakers. Was also for Cleveland.
The Heat? Oh, wait,
No.
no. LeBron James.
Yeah.
The Heat?
He did.
She was in Gossip Girl. She was the brown-haired girl. She also sang.
Leighton Meester.
Yes.
We were just talking about her.
I don't know who this is.
Okay.
Oh, he's dating Lori Harvey. He's also people's sexiest man alive.
Michael B. Jordan.
Wow. Michael G. Borden.
I'll give it to you.
I don't know who that is. Think super weird singer, dark hair, Royals.
Lord.
Yes. I don't know who this is. Oh, and I knew that last one. It was Jaden Smith.
You know what's funny is
That was good. Nice round.
I
there.
would have gotten it with Royals.
I couldn't think of the name of her song. I was like, what's the name of her song? A name of a Lori song?
Jeanette McCurdy is from iCarly. She's the blonde friend. Yes.
Oh, she's the one that has beef with Ariana Grande.
They have beef?
Whoa.
Yeah, I guess like when they did that Cat and Sam show, it did not end well.
I had no idea. I want to look at that. Let's see who else. I don't know who Charlie Hunnam is. Do you know who Charlie Hunnam is? Nope. I don't know who Eva Green is either.
Nope.
Oh.
Or Daisy Ridley. So am I really a millennial?
I think you are. You got
Yeah, I
what,
still
six?
think
I got
you'd fall
6.
in the
I got
category.
6.
6 of like 10
Not
or
bad.
11.
Not bad.
Ooh, okay, Shantae, you ready, girl?
Mm-mm.
I know, right? Me neither. Oh. Okay, she is. Skip it. Latia would know her. Okay, Ryan Reynolds' girlfriend, wife. We
wife.
Blake
Lively.
Yes. Skip. Okay, not Harry. Then the Royals, and then the Meghan Markle. What's the other?
Prince Williams.
Thank you. Okay, fighter, blonde girl MMA fighter.
Ronda Rousey.
Yes. You love her, but it's not J-Lo.
Nicki Minaj.
No. Sorry,
Shakira.
Black girl, Gemini. The movie Gemini.
Doja Cat.
No. Shoot.
Zoe
Bonet.
Kravitz.
Bonet. Yes, I'm so sorry. I could not get there. 24 Karat Magic.
Bruno
Lucky
Mars.
for, yep. What? No. He's from Seattle. He's a rapper. Nobody likes him. White guy.
Oh, Macklemore.
Yes.
What?
I'm so sorry. I
That's
hope
the no one
Stop.
likes him.
No, that's messed up. That is messed up.
I got 6 as well, so we have to do.
a tiebreaker.
Ooh.
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't know. I might give that one to Tay just because
Just because.
The
Hold on.
Macklemore.
Right.
nobody
Hold
likes
on.
him. Seriously, that's
Excuse
a
me.
terrible reason.
Because you like Macklemore.
I mean, I
Hey.
do not like him. I think he's all
No,
right.
here's the gag. I don't not dislike him, but I don't necessarily like. I don't listen to his music.
I just don't think he should have won a Grammy over Kendrick Lamar.
Thank you, and that's what I was going to say. Macklemore won for Album of the Year over Jay-Z and Kanye West and Kendrick Lamar when To Pimp a Butterfly was out.
Wow.
Okay, and when Yeezus was out, like. Macklemore
I don't know if we
decided
should be mad at Macklemore or the
you're
Grammys.
Right. I'm so sorry. You're right.
Haters.
But here's the gag. Well, here's
Yeah,
what
I
I
know,
will
I
say. No, listen to me. No, listen. Here's why I'm mad. Look, I'm.
You listen to me right now. Mm-hmm.
When has Macklemore been back to the Grammys or back on the charts ever since then?
Because he's having a family.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did Jay-Z not get married and have 3 kids?
Wow. Seriously, you
Did
went
Kanye
there.
West not
You
get
went
married
there.
and have 4 kids?
I mean, when besides the joint albums, when was the last time Jay-Z put out an album?
Oh, boom.
444?
Thank you.
How many years ago was that?
That's
That
a
was a
while.
couple years ago. That was like right after. Remember, that was right after the whole. Here, let me look it up.
2018.
Let's see. Jay-Z's 444 came out in 2017.
So 4 years ago.
Okay.
When was this whole upset?
Oh, it was when Magna Carta, Holy Grail, was.
So long ago.
Yeah. But like, you know what I mean? They've all done the same things between now and then, is settled down, had their family and all that stuff. But all I'm saying is that Macklemore should not have been in there for Album of the Year. I could have given him Song of the Year for Thrift Shop.
He could have been in it. He didn't need to win it.
Right. Right.
You know, like a nomination's still a nomination at the Grammys, especially against those other 3 people. But Kendrick Lamar.
To win? To have cleaned up?
I'm just going to say Kendrick Lamar should have won.
Thank you. I would have said that too, because I liked Yeezus' album, but don't get me wrong, I don't think that would have been a Grammy winner. I don't think that's a Grammy winning album right there. Okay, so do you want to do one more round, or shall we go on to our reviews?
Let's go into our reviews.
Awesome. You want to kick it off?
Sure. Actually,
Yeah.
shouldn't we have a break?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's jump into a quick 2 to 3 minute break before we jump into our reviews of the week. Stay tuned, you guys are listening to The Way with Jazz and Tae. Is this Enrique?
I love to come back to some Enrique.
That's Enrique Iglesias?
Yes. It's me, Mrs. Iglesias.
I knew it.
That's a quote from Bridesmaids.
I love it.
Shout out Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, I love her. That is a quotable movie. So
Um,
quotable.
Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tae, you guys. Before the break, we did our weekly recaps and we played a really fun game of Heads Up. You guys also got to see how much we don't like Macklemore.
Right.
I don't know if it's that we don't like Macklemore, but that we just think someone else should have won the Grammy
We're just
that year.
Yeah, we're just realistic about his actual level of rap talent.
Yeah.
How about that?
I think that that's it.
Yeah.
But now let's get into our reviews. I'm going to review 2 movies that I've watched in the last day or so. The first one,
Because as we know, you've watched a lot.
I watched I've watched like 9 movies.
You
in
power
the last-
watched, huh? You did some power watching?
We literally just were like, okay, let's put a movie on. Oh, is this a suggested one? Let's
Oh,
put that
next.
one on.
All the rain we had this week kind of like made it happen.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Mhm.
For sure.
So I watched a movie by the name of Pimp, and it's starring Keke Palmer in a role I have never seen her in before. The girl can act because she was definitely selling it, but what was hard about it is that because of who I know Keke Palmer to be, it wasn't selling it for me. But
I get it.
she acted well. It wasn't because her acting was bad
Right.
or anything. It's just like,
You know
seeing
Keke.
Keke Palmer as like, I'll get into it as I kind of like summarize it, but it starred Keke Palmer and another girl named Vanessa Morgan, which if you watch Riverdale, she plays the character Tony in the show Riverdale.
Oh,
This
I
is-
didn't know that. Okay.
This is a screenplay that was written and directed by Christine Krokos and was released in 2018. So essentially, Keke Palmer is the star of the show. She's the lead, and she is a pimp in the Bronx, New York. She's a lesbian. Her dad's DMX. Also, her mother is one of the characters from Lovecraft Country, the aunt.
Okay. Wow.
and her mom is addicted to drugs and will do anything to do that. And Kiki's just trying to find a better life for her and her girlfriend. So she's pimping out her girlfriend, and she's looking for new talent. And they're just trying to make it out of the hood. And
wait, she's pimping out her girlfriend to do better for her and her girlfriend?
yes,
Okay.
it was her girlfriend's idea.
Oh, okay.
In all fairness.
Okay.
Yes. It doesn't end well.
I was like, this doesn't sound like you're setting us up for some.
They had a chat over dinner about it. I mean,
It does not end well. The movie, it didn't end. It did not end like I expected it to.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually, as I was watching the movie, didn't realize that we were at the end. I was like, oh,
That was it.
so that's one way to wrap up a movie.
We're done.
And it was nothing like what I expected, but also thinking about the quality of life, or like, you know, the environment and everything that they were doing. I don't know what else I was expecting, but I think because it was a movie and they'd idealize like, oh, you know, we're gonna make it out and all this stuff. I was like, okay, like this is a coming of age story,
right,
you know?
right.
Like they're gonna make it out the hood. No.
Okay.
So really good movie. I would give it probably, if on an A to F rating, I'd probably give it a C+ or a B.
Okay.
That's just me being like nice for the podcast.
Okay.
as opposed to anywhere else.
Because it is kind of hard to watch, and it is an indie film. So like not everybody's acting's great, and I don't know how to explain it. Like
is there a lot of sensitive scenes and subject matter? Okay.
Actually, there's not. So it's better than some of the other ones that Latia's had me watch recently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just like not everybody's cup of tea.
Understood.
It just depends on like so what I found really hard was to watch, and I've been saying this now, and we've watched 2 movies now where there's been female pimps. There's something extremely anti-feminist about a female pimp.
Yeah.
And that was just getting to me. I was like, this is just so wrong. Like, I don't like this.
Like you saying that Keke Palmer was a lesbian pimp, and then you said that she's pimping out her girlfriend. I was like, what? Where is?
Yes.
What?
And like has no true respect for her girlfriend. Like, and then does things that she says is like for the job or for money. But like,
it's actually probably really selfishly motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like it. It's all giving me the cringe. So definitely recommend it if you have time. Like if you just have spare time, throw it on. We watched it on Amazon Prime, and plus you'll get to see Keke Palmer in a different role.
I love her. I do love her. She really can act.
And then the second movie that I wanted to review was Instant Family, which is a movie starring Mark Wahlberg and Rose Byrne and Octavia Spencer.
Love her.
This movie is about a family or a couple who they have everything going on in their life. You know, life's great. They don't have any kids though. And so they kind of start to toy with the idea of whether or not they want kids, and somehow land in foster care. So like they end up fostering these kids, and it's just basically the story of how their family came to be. There's a lot of trials and tribulations because obviously these people went from having no kids to having 3 kids spanning from the ages of like 4 to 15. And the teenager is actually the reason they decided to foster all 3 of the kids, and the teen is like the worst of the 3.
The
Like,
most troublesome.
yeah, like honestly I was like, she could go and the other 2 could stay, because she didn't want to stay at the end of it all. And so I was like, the other 2 kids have really grown attached, and she's just problematic. So like if we're gonna, I was like, I hate to break up kids, but like,
yeah, especially siblings.
she was just like doing a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah.
Really great movie though. It's a comedy. It's cute. Definitely makes you want to drop a tear. Also shines a light on the foster care system, which I think is important. And just like the culture there. And it's sort of based on a true story.
Okay.
So
Loosely.
yeah, I don't know that it's actually a specific family, but they showed pictures of families who have adopted at the end of the show, so it could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think I want to recheck that one. Both of these movies that you've reviewed, I don't think I got to see. I saw maybe like a piece or 2 of Instant Family, but I definitely think I'll go and I'll watch those ones on my own.
Yeah, I definitely think it's worth it. On an A to F rating, I'd give this one a B+ for sure.
Okay.
It's just cute, and it's
Yeah.
like a family fun movie.
It's not an independent film. Was
Mm-mm.
it had a different production quality?
Yeah.
All right. Well, to switch gears, my review this week is going to be an Amazon product. I've been ordering a lot of stuff from Amazon lately, just trying to get my life back in order. And Shantae actually a week or two ago showed me this video of this girl slaying the heck out of a like headband wig. So it is like a full wig, but it has a built-in headband in it so that you don't have to do the whole like coverage part. Okay. And I was like, oh, you know what? This sounds like a great idea. Let me go and buy one. Bought one, not from the person in which she recommended. So that's probably the first.
That was the first
right.
step.
That was where I first made a mistake is I went to Amazon instead. And this is going to be a 2-part review and you guys will soon know why. But the headband wig came in 2 days. So it came as quickly as it said that it would. And the packaging was very cute. So I was really impressed. You know, I was like, okay, awesome. We're off to a great start. You know, sometimes when the packaging comes crappy, you're like, great. This is just a reflection of what the actual product's going to look like. But I was really excited because once I started opening it, I see that it came with a wig cap, which I don't think I'll need for this situation, but it's nice to just have extra wig caps. But it also came with 2 additional accessory headbands that I could put with it and style with it. So I appreciated that because nobody wants to wear just a black headband every single day. That doesn't match the outfit. But now, after all of that initial glitter and gold got out of the way, this is where I immediately got upset because I realized as soon as I'm taking the wig out of the package, it is not at all what I ordered. The wig itself, and it says, I checked my order. I ordered a 20-inch wig, okay? So 20 inches versus a 14-inch wig that I pulled out of the bag. And it looked
like a 12-inch.
It looked even shorter. Right, I was just going to say, it looked even shorter than 14 inches. And I was like, literally, as I'm pulling it out the bag, like you can't tell that it's that short. And sometimes with the hair's longer, they might have to like fold it or something, you know? So I was hoping that like, as I'm pulling it out, it was going to get longer, you know, like maybe more of it would start coming. No, it stopped. And so, yeah, I immediately got upset, did my research and realized the bag. So, right. No, listen, I didn't mess up. The bag that the actual wig came in had 14 inches, had a sticker on it that said 14 inches. Okay. I look at the original bagging that everything came in and the barcode said 20 inches. But me, being the super sleuth I am, realized that there's another sticker underneath it. So let me gently peel it off and see what's going on. The original sticker on this bag said 14 inches. So what are you doing, guys?
They didn't have any more 20 inches.
So you just
get to you in 2 days.
Right. So you just decided to lie and stick a 20-inch sticker on a 14-inch wig as
like
if I'm not going to know?
6-inch difference.
6 inches is a huge difference, you guys. 6 inches is a lot.
You know what you need to do?
Right.
Crack that whip.
Exactly. Excuse me. Exactly. No, so I was very, very I was a mixture of upset and excited because one, the return policy is super easy, but upset that I have to now wait to get this wig to slay my hair. And on top of that, I have to send back the headbands that came with it. And I really like the headbands that came with it. So I'm upset now that I have to give those back. And what if the another 2 ones that they send me, I don't like?
I am weak.
So anyways, clearly you guys, this is all first world problems. Yeah.
Did you get up and pace the house? You didn't even know how to react?
No, listen, Benny, I was so I didn't even check it until probably the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think I actually knew until the next day. And then that's when I was mad because I was so excited about it and I was going to try to wear it and realized that it was not at all what it should be. So the replacement package is on its way today. So hopefully by this time next week, I will be singing a different tune.
We hope so too. We hope so too.
Thank you.
Same.
And I will let you guys know if the wig was the way or not, because as of right now, I'm a little frustrated. Just a little bit.
Just a little, because you need to crack that whip.
Crack that
I love
whip.
that. Next time, you just got to get it from Better Link.
I know.
They are
Amazon, you guys,
A1.
and everybody knows this about Amazon. It really is hit or miss.
It's a grab bag.
Like, yeah, you never know what you're gonna get. So I can't even say that I'm really that upset. I should have splurged and went to Better Length and got the wig from there. I should have.
Life lesson.
That's okay. Yeah.
Right. You live, you
A
learn.
learning lesson. All right. Before we get into our hot topic for the day, let's go ahead and jump into another break. You guys are listening to The Way with Jazz and Tae.
Shoulders off. Ladies is pimps too. Go on, brush your shoulders off. Niggas is crazy, baby. Don't forget.
Don't forget that boy. I told
Hey.
you, get. Yeah.
Okay.
Do it off your shoulder. You
Okay.
gotta get
Hey.
that. Do it off your shoulder.
Welcome back to The Way with Jazz and Tae.
Okay.
A little freestyle there. Well done.
I told you guys I can rap.
She's a rapper, guys.
Wow.
We're gonna have to get her to freestyle on the air one day.
Could that be a new segment
right?
for us? That could be a new segment. I do have some instrumentals. You just need to
Shantae
call
raps.
upon it. Yeah, right.
Today on Shantae Raps,
And Jazz.
we'll give you
Cracks
a
a whip.
few keywords. We'll give you a few keywords. You'll put together a freestyle, and I'll
Yeah.
be in the background ad-libbing.
Isn't that what
Right.
Jimmy Fallon does on his show? Like they do the musical Wonder or whatever. They give the
I know
rappers.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Common was on there. He did it.
That would be so
Mhm.
hard.
That would be hard to do live.
I would
I don't
probably
know.
start cracking up.
I would just freeze. I'd be like,
It's a gift for some.
So before the break, you guys, we did our review of the week. Jasmine reviewed her headband wig that just was not thangin' at all.
Wah, wah, wah.
I reviewed the movie Pimp and Instant Family. You guys should definitely check those out when you have time this weekend. That's a great time. And now we're going to get into our hot topic because there's just a lot going on in our country right now.
and it's only the 14th day of January.
And we're headed right into Inauguration Day, and I'm just ready for it to be January 20th.
Get your wave on, girls. Get your wave on. Oh, very well. Well done.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
I've done
But-
this before.
You know, we couldn't just have, however many months before Inauguration Day of just quiet and peace. No. There had to be an attempted coup at the Capitol. Trump incited it, and now he's taking no personal responsibility for inciting it. And now the House has successfully voted to impeach him for
a second time.
Okay. Now, this is the first time in history that a president has been voted out
And I would just like to say, for
more
some
than once.
huge accomplishment, Mr. Trump, you love to be first for a lot of things. And I would just like to say, great job. Congratulations.
Like, if we knew any president was going to do it, we knew it would be
It
you.
would be him.
Okay?
I rarely have an applause for him, but I'll give an applause for that one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just because he deserves it.
He does,
Right.
doesn't he? So, of course, now that the House has voted, it has to go up to the Senate, which we know that's where the problems are going to be because he's
Because that's
still
where
got
it was
all
last
his
time.
minions, okay? Which I don't know how you could still be a minion and backing this man when your life was also in danger on last Wednesday, but somehow we know there's going to be problems. Now, currently the Senate is at recess. And they won't, and Mitch McConnell has already made it clear that he is back on his BS and he will not be calling them back early. He said he plans to call them back. The earliest he plans to call them back is January 19th, which is the day before Trump would be out of office anyways.
And this is what bothers me is just because literally just a week ago, he was saying, I'm not going to not certify these votes because the people have spoken and all this, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, wow, like you're speaking some kind of sense. Like,
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, Mitch.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing?
Mitch McConnell is Mitch McConnelling.
Are you
I
on
wish I could-
drugs, sir?
I wish I could say what I really want to say about him because I have a cute little nickname for him I can't say on air.
It's basically his name, but instead of
B-word McConman.
right.
McConnell,
And-
McConman,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call him. He's a hot mess. And he's back at it again. And I really feel like this is his way of like, like I'm trying to play fair with everyone by certifying the votes and announcing that, yes, we all agree that Biden won. But because I'm also like a Trump supporter or his best buddy, I'm going to let him, actually do his full term.
I feel
we
that.
won't be kicking him
I feel
out
that.
because he didn't want to vote on it last time.
Yeah.
He was the one that was like, we're not going to impeach him last time. And now he's like, we're not even going to bring it to the Senate in time for us to vote on it to matter. However, I did read that they can do post-presidential impeachment.
Good.
So even though he might be out of office by the time they vote on it, they will still vote on it.
And that makes a lot of sense because I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, oh, just because as of this date I am no longer president doesn't mean that whatever you did while you were in office just gets washed away.
And another thing is that they can add that he's barred from taking any office after the fact. So
and that's really what I want to come from.
And that's what they need to do because he doesn't need to run in 2024.
Sir,
forget about it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. But I see one of the arguments that I've seen about why Mitch McConnell is making it is pushing it out is to reduce risk of further rioting and everything like that, but I don't see that really. They're already planning on.
They've already planned the 17th through the 20th to be a hot mess.
A whole entire crap show.
So it doesn't really matter what they do at this point. I mean, it's already a hot mess express. What more damage could be done? They should just up their security.
Yeah, and as of Mr. Dump himself, he's not spoken on the fact of him being impeached or the fact that he's been impeached twice. He did put out a statement, but all the statement was really saying was that he's now trying to call people to not riot. This is what you should have done, sir, over a week ago. And now you're trying to ask people for peace. Sir, you already have had 4 people die at the hands of your patriots, quote unquote. And now you feel like because you're being impeached again that this is an appropriate time to call for peace.
He's trying really late to save face, and I just think that with as much damage as done, he should just stay the course. And
that part,
don't try to waver now because it doesn't make any sense. Well, honestly, yeah, he should stop. He should tell them not to do anything because we don't need any more violence. But he's stuck it out with this questionable, dangerous rhetoric and just the entire 4 years. Why stop now?
Exactly. Thank you.
None of our minds are going to be changed about you.
So
yesterday I read a tweet that said, where do you think Trump will be in a year? And I said jail, hopefully.
Right, jail, hopefully. That's it.
I know Manhattan is waiting on him, and I just hope that they get him and that it sticks and that he stays in jail because I just don't think that he should be able to get away with about a third of the stuff that he's done.
No, I agree.
He's done even more as president. And I just think it's a tragedy.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're going to hear about over the next couple months because the PGA golf tour, they've dropped him. Deutsche Bank, I guess, whom he's used to lend with forever, they've decided to stop doing business with him, and he's in debt to them $300 million.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is all.
So are they gonna send him to collections and have him deal with somebody else?
I don't know how that
how
works.
do you say you're not doing business, but he still
owes? Yeah, I don't know what that So I'm sure it's probably tied up in stuff. It's probably tied up in property investments. I don't know what that's looking like, but sir, he's not gonna have a good year.
Another
He's
thing,
not.
He tried to give Bill Belichick the Medal of Freedom. And Bill Belichick said,
no,
this is where I stop.
Right. It's I love you, sir,
so we know that Bill Belichick does not stand for insurrection and treason and sedition and racism.
Even he has a line.
He's like, I'm getting off this bus. I'm getting off this train. Yeah, I'm done here. That's where.
Nah,
next stop, please.
Right.
He's like, I don't want to be associated with that. I'm already a known cheater.
Right. This is where I draw the line.
Right. So yeah, I just thought that was hilarious. I don't know who would turn down the Medal of Freedom, but honestly, anybody that turns it down from him is good in my book. So
thank you,
Bill. You're back in my good graces. But it's on a neutral line.
A little bit. I still don't like New England
you're
Patriots.
on the neutral line. You
right?
Can go
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah.
You've made it par.
All right, let's go ahead and do our quick recap and talk about what was the way And what's not the way?
Absolutely.
Me passing my Washington State producer's exam, even through all the adversity of the power going out, absolutely the way.
The way.
The way, all the way. The Seahawks not making it beyond the first round of the playoffs.
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Embarrassing and not the way.
It is, but they did fire their offensive coordinator. So,
Good.
Yep.
Great.
we're going to start over.
All I just know is that they need to get better at running the ball if they're going to run it.
You got it.
That's all I'm going to say. Next. Shantae.
My birthday coming up and my sister going to basic training.
Well, that's a mixture.
Absolutely the way.
For both. Yay.
We'll do this one.
Yeah. I'll
And-
take it.
And then our icebreaker heads up is always the way.
That was fun. That was a good one.
Yes.
Review of the week. My ghetto busted headband wig. As of right now, it's not the way. But
I'll
again,
still give it a
next-
whip crap, though.
Right. It's not the way. Next week it might be the way.
Pimp and Instant Family. I don't know. Watching new indie films, always the way, I guess. I'm going to give it a way.
Yeah, I'll give it the way. Like, even though the movies might be kind of like
Yeah.
different, tough.
Bad sometimes.
And then Dump Trump's impeachment part 2.
I will say it's the way because I want them to do it.
Yes. Let's be optimistic and positive about it and put all of those the way vibes out there.
But I will say it's not the way that we're even here for a second time
Thank
around.
you.
The Senate should have done their job
It
a
should
long
have
time
right,
ago.
one and done.
All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this week. We will catch you next week. This is The Way with Jazz and Tae.
Bye.
Peace.
As always, thank you so much for tuning into The Way. Catch you next week, same time, same place. Follow us on Instagram at The Way Jazz and Tae and on Twitter at The Way JT.
Don't be afraid to DM us if you have any questions or suggestions about the show. Until next time, bye.
Peace.